will do a 360 in your life. And to speak positively about yourself and over your life, it's worth it. I just had to say that. Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about 5 things that helped me during depression and grief. These are things that helped me during states of depression and going through grief from losing a parent. My dad had passed away. Also grief of losing friendships, relationships. It was a very difficult time during my life. It's still something that is an ongoing process. It's not something that just happens overnight, but as you can know, with grief and depression, you can find yourself really stagnant. Rightfully so sometimes. Not wanting to get out of the house, not wanting to do anything, even down to not wanting to shower, not wanting to eat, not wanting to be social, feeling guilty for feeling happy or having certain little pockets of joy. And it could be really debilitating, especially when you're isolated and you're alone. So from my experience, it was just a lot that happened all at once. I just wanted to share some tips that with time, it helped me just get to the space that I'm in now. And it basically helped me just to keep going. Let's get into it as I do my makeup. So we're starting off with a clean face. I already moisturized my face, so now I'm just gonna go in with some primer. Today I'm gonna use the One Size by One Size Beauty. This is the Secure the Sweat Dry Till Dawn primer. The first thing that I would recommend is incorporating prayer, intentional prayer daily. I was someone that I prayed throughout the day. I'm constantly in my head sending out little prayers, praying over myself, praying over my loved ones, but it was more so a throughout the day and in my mind thing. So at night I would pray, but I got to a space where I had to set out time to intentionally pray over my day, pray over my spirit, pray over my atmosphere, my environment, everything. Because when you're down low and you're hopeless and depressed and anxiety ridden and just exhausted from it all, you really will do anything anything to be better, to do better, anything. I started praying every day, in the morning, intentionally. Literally get on my knees, pray, and be intentional about it. I have my own little special pillow, a prayer pillow that I use every single day. When I'm done making my bed, I pull out my prayer pillow, put it on the side of my bed, literally get on my knees and pray. And I had to, because my faith was really challenged. I've always had a relationship with God, but I literally was isolated from everything and anything. That's how I felt. I really wanted to be intentional about my day, praying over myself, praying over my mood, and with conviction, because I couldn't see. I literally will always say I felt like scales were on my eyes, and I would ask God to remove the scales because I couldn't see. I would always ask him to keep his hand on my shoulder, don't let me go during this time. And I just had to believe it, and I knew that he was there in the midst of it, but it was just so hard. So I really had to lean on God, but just praying over my day, praying for favor. And favor ain't fair, and favor is favor. If you're favored, you're favored. But I always like to say and request for favor knowingly and unknowingly. There's times where you know that you need to be favored in this situation, and it can naturally just occur, but you're really okay, God, I need you to do your big one for me with this one. And then in being in situations where you could just be not even naive, but you're just there. You don't even know that you're in a dangerous situation. You don't even know that you have someone who's envious sitting right next to you. You don't even know that, in 5 seconds this could happen. Basically just praying for favor, praying over your mood, praying over your day, your environment, asking God to place people in your life that are going to help elevate you, help be there for you genuinely, and just to help you get through the day. And God is always within you. So that's something that you have to remember. You see, I need to be doing my makeup. Going in with the e.l.f. Brow Lift Gel. God honestly just wants you to have a relationship with him. Just having a relationship with God, just talk to him as if it's a friend, That's all he wants. He just desires a relationship and communication. And honestly, when you develop a rapport with God, when you can honestly talk to him, talk to God as if that's your homeboy, your homegirl, and you can honestly just be in a state where you're honest with yourself and you're honest with him, that's all that's wanted. And that can just move so many mountains, releasing that and having that conversation. And just watch throughout your day, you will see that your prayers will be answered with time. I just needed to make sure that I had that cornerstone. I had to pray every day. So just being intentional about the prayer, the things that you're speaking over your life, the things that you want and you desire, and also understanding that, you know, at the end of the day, God is control. A lot of the things that are happening were already planned and already written, and you could just, like, you know, just asking God for that alignment, asking him to be there for you. But just establishing that relationship with God, doing intentional prayers in the morning, that really helped me a lot. And then number 2, I would recommend some form of journaling. So journaling to me, still to this day, is a little intimidating. I don't know why. But I watch Jazz Turner. This is her information right here. She is a content creator, influencer, and she's great. If you're somebody that wants to glow up and needs tips and just like a good tribe and support, I would definitely recommend you following Jazz Turner. She has done a lot of work on herself, and she helps other women and men help them during their glow up journey. She was very helpful during that journey for me, more so even with the 5-minute journal, which is right here. I love this journal because it was quick and to the point, and it's perfect for someone who has never really journaled before and is trying to open up and do that. It's great to add to your everyday routine. There's an AM section and a PM section, and I'll actually just show you. I'll go on a blank page. I actually need to order another one soon because I'm almost done. I should have been done with this book already because I did have days that I wasn't like so consistent, but this is how it looks inside. So there, let me see if I could zoom in. This is how it looks inside, and basically it starts off with the date. You put the date here, it has a quote, and then it starts off with I am grateful for. So you can list anything. You don't have to overthink it too much. 3 things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for waking up this morning. I'm grateful to have a home. I'm grateful to have slept in this morning. I'm grateful that the sun is shining. Whatever it is, it could be the smallest things of gratitude. And then what would make today great? So then you write down 3 things that would be great. I would love to express some form of kindness from someone today. Going on a long walk would really make me feel good today. That would be great today. Or like, even it could be a to-do task. It could be finishing and wrapping up that YouTube video, you know? And then after that, a daily affirmation. So you could put, I am whole, I am worthy, I am a queen. Whatever it is that is a daily affirmation that you love about yourself. I am powerful, I am strong. It is so important to speak life over yourself. And this comes from a chronic negative self-talk person that I have done so much work on to put that girl to rest. You know, it takes time, it takes energy, but it's so worth it because there is power in the tongue, and you need to be careful about the things that you say and put out in the atmosphere and the things that you say about yourself. You have to love yourself, respect yourself, honor yourself, and believe in yourself. And you will not get anywhere doubting yourself and speaking negatively about yourself. It takes time, but it is worth the effort to do that because it will do a 360 in your life. And that is something, you won't be perfect all the time. I'm not perfect. I catch myself a lot. But the thing is, I catch myself. And then I even will apologize to myself and say positive things, positive affirmations to be like, okay, that's not true. But realizing that that's not who you are anymore, and that you're putting the work in to speak positively about yourself and over your life, it's worth it. I just had to say that. And then there's a PM section on the bottom. So this is like when you reflect on your day. And I feel like sometimes when you are sad, when you are depressed, when you have a lot on your mind in general, sometimes you're just worried about, okay, the night, worried about tomorrow. It's so good and healthy to reflect on your day. Like, what did I do today? What are some highlights of my day? What made today special? Or what am I proud of about myself? You know, it could just be like, there's some times where it was so bad for me that it was like, at the end of the day, I would write, I was just happy that I got through the day. I'm just happy that I got through work. I'm thankful that, you know, that the day is over. Shit, sometimes the days were really fucking hard, and I'm happy that the day is coming to an end and that I made it through. But yeah, and it's really nice to see that what would make today great, and then sometimes when you see that, oh wow, that actually happened today. There's a part that's like, what did you learn today? I learned that I'm stronger than I thought. I learned that I have to keep taking it one day at a time. I learned that I really am powerful and I have the power to change my mind and perspective. Those are just all ideas. And the funny thing about this book is that when I first started using this, and I even have a TikTok video to follow up to prove it, is that I had asked God, I was like, under the what would make today great? And I had said, it would be wonderful to have some type of form of kindness expressed to me, like just something that is like positive, divine, spiritual, just random kindness from strangers. And I literally did a get ready with me, and I got ready just to go to the grocery store. Like, I just wanted to dress up, feel better about myself, and just go to the grocery store. And that's when I started to like really vlog and record and stuff for social medias, for content creation. And I went to the store and I received so many compliments. Like, people stopped me. Oh, you look great. I love your outfit. There's just something like about you. Da, da, da. And I just could not believe it. And in the moment, as people are literally stopping me in the grocery store and doing these things, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just grocery shopping and getting my content. These people are stopping me and showing me things of kindness. And I knew within that it was something spiritual. It was just like, I had to laugh. I was just like, okay, all right, God, I see you. I see that you're showing me that, you know, that you are real, that you're answering my prayers, that just have faith. It's here, it's coming. And it's just little pockets of like peace and happiness. Not happiness, but that's just like, okay, wow. And that's what made me stay even like hooked onto this. So it's listed in my Amazon storefront. If you're interested, it's worth the purchase. It's worth the buy. And it's just a beautiful thing to look and reflect on. And I will be reviewing this book pretty soon, so I'm happy about it. But I definitely recommend some form of journaling. And then it can open up the windows. There's also voice recording journaling, recording yourself and talking. A lot of people are like, oh, that's weird, or they're not so open to the idea of recording themselves or even recording themselves cry. There's so many videos that I have in my phone that I recorded during the process of me grieving, of me being depressed, me just being sad in general, because I felt like I was going, like, it just was a lot for me, and I documented it. Not because, oh yeah, I just had to believe. At some point I needed, sometimes I would go through certain things to the point that it was like, wow, did that really happen to me? Did I really experience that? And just having that outlet. And also in the beginning phase of the year, I was in therapy, but I wasn't in consistent therapy. And sometimes I couldn't get a therapy appointment with my previous therapist. So I would just talk to myself on the camera, and I would cry, and I would release, and I would just let myself be. And it didn't fix everything, but it was a form of release. And releasing your emotions is important, whether you're doing it, like I said, on camera, whether you're doing it on paper, whether you're doing it in family, in therapy, or speaking to family and friends. There has to be some type of form of release. Which brings me to, you know, just making sure that you have trustworthy, genuine people around you, family, friends. Going through like relationship breakup, whether it's with a significant other or with friends, is very difficult. And sometimes with friends, it's a lot worse. But what I will say is just having your tribe, having people who you can speak to and like openly be yourself and openly express this raw emotion, because like, God bless the people that really don't have people or a tribe to speak to. A lot of people are carrying a lot of their burdens and sadness just alone, carrying all those bags alone. And I understand what it feels like to like feel like you're a burden, and that when is this gonna end? I felt like the sadness would just never ever end. I just started to feel like I was a burden, but it's like these people are placed here for a reason. And people who are for you will find ways to communicate with you in a way that is going to be conducive for yourself and for the relationship. And, you know, you want to make sure that you have people who are not going to use things against you later on, and someone you can just openly be with. I really feel like God removed me from certain situations and from certain people and had me exactly where I needed to be during the intense phase I was going through in my life. But just knowing you have, like, make sure your best friend is your best friend. Make sure you have someone who you can really talk to. I depended on my mom a lot. I depended on my brother, my best friend, my close friends, and allow people to be there for you, because when you're sad, you can really find yourself pushing away from people. And don't get me wrong, there's power in isolation, and that's something that I will talk about more maybe in another video. But there are times where you will have to be alone. It's just you and God. And I always like to say to people that you have to deal with it, or else it's gonna deal with you. You shower with it, you go to sleep with it, you cook with it, you eat with it, you cry with it, you sit in silence with it. It will catch up to you. But the moments where you do have genuine people that are offering like a listening ear, talk to you, really give you like feedback and just support you, it's important. Allow people to love you and allow people to be there with you, and you know, just don't take it for granted. So just having that sense of community. Okay, so clearly I'm just talking and forgetting that I have a whole entire face to beat, because I need to be out the house in like 2 hours, which is very doable. But child, I'll get up on here and just start yapping. So the primer is on, so I'm going in with my handy dandy Haus Labs. Love this foundation. I actually have to re-up, and I'm in 360 medium warm. Love it. Another thing that I did that helped me like with my mental health was being outside and moving. With sadness, you can tend to want to be, you know, in the house, not really want to get out. There was times that I would literally just be in the house for days, not even go outside, not even feel the sun on my skin. And that isn't really the healthiest thing to do. You know, I would force myself to go on certain walks. I wouldn't feel like it. It doesn't have to be something too crazy, like, you know, where you're around a lot of people, but I would go out on walks. I would find a podcast or something to listen to, or just some music, or talk on the phone. A lot of the times, like, I wasn't talking on the phone, because when I go outside and work out, I really like, that's me time. That's time for me to have to myself and to just be zoned out, whether it's with music or listening to something motivational or just being in silence. But it's statistically proven that anxiety and depression can be reduced just from being outside, just from seeing greenery, seeing the plants, being in the wind. It's a statistical fact, and I'll put that up right here just to show you. Really being outside, being in the sun. Sometimes I would feel overwhelmed or just sad or anxious, and I would literally go outside, to the point it's even proven, like, if you can just dedicate a certain amount of time of going outside and standing bare feet on the grass, the vibrations and the stuff from the earth can just replenish your energy and make you feel better. I would just say move around, find a nice trail to go walk on. Me and my brother, we would go on this trail that we love so much and go walk around, and it helped me a lot. It helped me change my environment. It helped me with my mood. And I would just recommend for anybody to just do some form of activity, be active. Just go on a walk. It doesn't even have to be something too much. Or you could be that person that wants to really be in the gym and just release that energy through, like, you know, just having your blood moving and creating a routine and a task. And that's another thing. This was basically a routine I built up, and it helped me progress. The fifth tip, and there's a lot more tips, but the fifth one that I would like to go over is enrolling in therapy. Some people are open to therapy, other people are not. Therapy literally saved my life. I have said this in multiple descriptions. I have said this in multiple videos. I am a therapy advocate. If there is some way, somehow you can get on a form of good counsel, and I understand it is not easy finding a therapist. Trust me, I know, but it is worth doing the research, and do the research with your insurance. See what your insurance offers. There's a lot of EAP programs, employee assistant programs, that will, depending on what it is, that will offer like your first 3 sessions to be free. That's something that my insurance offered, and I took full advantage of that. Also, if you find a therapist and you realize like, I don't really vibe with this person, or I don't think that they're a good fit for me, call your insurance after the first session. 9 times out of 10, it depends, I don't know exactly, but 9 times out of 10, this is based off of what my insurance told me, they will waive that one and they will allow you to go see someone else. So I would definitely say look into your insurance, do your research. Do you want a male therapist? Do you want a female therapist? For me, it was important for me to have a Black woman with a certain amount of years of experience. I understand that there are people who are fresh out of school and they are absolutely amazing, but for me, I was looking for someone who was a little seasoned in the game. Reviews were very important. I read reviews, and also someone who was a little bit older than me. I believe, yeah, you can have a therapist that's your age, but for me, I just felt like it was a little bit more crucial for the needs that I needed to work through for someone that was a little older. All right, so now I'm gonna put the concealer. This is also a Haus Labs concealer. I need to learn how to multitask a little better, because once I start getting like passionate about what I'm speaking about, I just want to start using my hands, and just, it's hard for me to do both at the same time a little bit, unless I'm just really freestyling off the dome. But find out what needs that you're trying to get met and what kind of support you're looking for. Are you looking for a therapist that gives you tasks? Do they give you homework? You know, are they open to the point where it's like, you know, there's a portal where you can write messages to them, or they, you know, follow up with you? Do they provide notes? Things like that. And I started therapy in 2019. This is literally right before COVID hit. And I had a great therapist. She was great. Went to her for a while, stopped going to her, and then literally the beginning of 2023, I went back to her because there was a lot of changes in my life and I needed to be in therapy again. Like I had support from family and friends, but I knew I needed that professional extra help. I went back to therapy with my first original therapist, and it was great. Sometimes I didn't always have consistent appointments, and it was good, but I started doing research for an additional therapist about some specific issues that I'll maybe talk about at a later time. I wanted a specialized therapist, but to my luck, she specialized in what I was looking for and also did like regular therapy. So I reached out to her, and she's just so, oh God, I love her. I love her. I would have to probably clip this part and send it to her. Like, she knows that we ride at dawn about Dr. T, like, period. That's I love her. Like, not in a creepy, oh, I'm in love with my therapist way, but I just value her so much, just as a therapist, as a professional, as a woman, just someone who is just so, find you a therapist that is in love with what they do, that loves helping others, that it's like a passion of theirs. Like, this is what I do and they do it well. And I feel like it is such a blessing to have found her, because like I said, she literally has helped me manage. Find you a therapist that literally is going to help you through all walks of life, literally. Even in that one consultation, in that one sitting, like, I knew she was the one for me. She just helped me manage my life, like, and she's still to this day. And another thing with therapy, when you're in this state, is that you just have to give it time. It's not something that is gonna be like overnight and just happen immediately, and just, it's a process. And when you are going through this journey of trying to overcome depression, grief, whatever it is, you have to know that it's a journey. It's something that's ongoing. It is not gonna be fixed overnight. And as long as you know that, and you're willing to put in the work and understand that you're human and forgive yourself and give yourself grace, learning how to give yourself grace, especially when you're such, like I said, a chronic self-degrader, or being hard on yourself, that's a learned skill. You have to learn how to give yourself grace. You have to learn how to be patient with yourself. You have to learn how to be kind to yourself. You have to learn how to not put all the blame on you. You have to learn how to try to manage grief. Grief ain't going nowhere. There's a picture that shows a ball of grief, and it just shows that in life, it just adjusts to your environment and the times, but it doesn't go anywhere. Grief never leaves. You just have to learn how to manage it in your life. And that's something that takes a lot of time. That's something that I'm still working on, because grief is something, boy, whether you lost someone through death or a relationship where you would think that you're okay and you've done a lot of work and you are okay and you are getting through the work, but that bitch will go, hey, 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 like the little, hey, how y'all doing? Hey, y'all, listen, and just pop up out of nowhere, and you would just be like, damn, I thought I put you up somewhere, but that motherfucker is gonna pop up and do what it wants to do, and then it's gonna be up to you to see how you gonna handle it. But what I will say with grief, and when you're managing in therapy, you can't run from it. You have to allow it to happen. And of course, I am someone that has overcome a lot. I like to pride myself in being a chronic overcomer. And that also helps me to continue on in my life. But at the same time, You know, of course you can't stay in certain situations and mindsets and being down or whatever, or letting it get the best of you. But I do believe that you do have to sit in it sometimes. You do have to be sad. I used to tell myself, you know what? You tried to fight it, but all you want to do is just be in the bed today. So how can you be in the bed today and get some things done? Or you know what? I would allow myself to just do it. Sometimes you have to allow yourself to just feel that feeling. The issue is when you try to run away from it all the time, because it's going to find you. Remember when I referenced you shower with it, you eat with it, you sleep with it? It's going to find a way to come find you. So you might as well deal with it when you can, or when it feels aligned. But nonetheless, finding a therapist, there are resources where you can reach out for free therapy. Your resources, see what free services are available, and just making sure that your therapist aligns with you. But yeah, just know that you are not alone. There are people who want you here, who love you. It will not always be this way. And trust me, I know that it's not something that you want to hear, because I got tired of hearing that shit. When you sad and you fucking exhausted, it's great, the support is great, but sometimes it's like, damn bro, I don't want to hear this shit, because it really doesn't feel like it. But just know that better days are to come. And just because time passes and you do get better, it's an ongoing process. Like, I still cry about certain things. I don't cry as much as like I used to, but I still get worked up about things. I still cry. I still have to fall back in line with my routine. And anytime I feel like I'm getting too comfortable, or I'm not writing in my journal, or I had already started the task of my day and I didn't drop to my knees and pray, or oh yeah, I didn't consult God with this first, or oh, you know what, I haven't been outside doing my walks. It helps me fall into line again, because I remember where I came from. And it's a constant state of work that you have to be in. You can't get complacent. You can't get comfortable. Every day is a fight, whether you're depressed or not. You have to have some type of routine. To go over the 5 things that help my mental health during depression and grief: intentional prayer. Whatever you believe in, whatever God you pray to, build up a routine, morning, night, or wherever, where you are actually sitting down and praying, meditating, whatever it is, or even if it's just sitting in silence. But I do recommend praying to your higher power. Also, practicing positive self-talk. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself you love yourself. There were days where I would tell myself I love myself in the mirror and repeat it like 10 times. Like, I love you, Anosha. I love you, Dr. Pierre. I love you, Nunu. I love you, Ano. I love you, Anunu. I love you, Justine. Like, I would literally say I love you, Nosh. I would say all my different names and tell myself how much I love me. So prayer and positive self-talk. Another thing that helped me during mine, and I hope it helps you as well, start journaling, whether it's on a piece of paper, whether it's on the camera, talking to yourself, whether it's doing a voice recording, or buying a 5-minute journal that's very simple and to the point and easy. Reflect on your days. Have some form of documentation where you're expressing yourself. Another thing, just to recap, go outside, move, see, be in nature, feel the wind against your skin, feel the sun against your skin. Move your body, have your blood flowing. Look at the trees, look at the birds, look at nature. Make sure that that tribe is strong. Make sure that that tribe is trustworthy. Have a close circle of people who you can go to and speak to and just be raw and honest with. Build your tribe and make sure that it's a safe place. It will help you get through. Hard times aren't always meant to be alone. It's to be with people who you love. That's going to show you. I used to always tell people this, and I probably could talk about it further another time. I used to always talk about how, like, I used to be there for my loved ones, close family and friends who lost people who were close to them. And we used to always just talk about how it's crazy how, like, death will show you things that you don't want to see, especially in people. And boy, when I experienced grief and loss, that will let you know who your true friends are. That will let you know how people really feel about you. That will let you know how to operate. That will show you the humane qualities of people. Make sure that that tribe is good. And when you feel, and if something don't feel right in your gut and you peep something, let that shit go and let that person go. Let them go. They're not for you. God will bring who is for you in your atmosphere. Good things are coming. Keep those people away. And then therapy. If you have never been in therapy, not open to it, be open to it. Give it a try. Don't be closed off. It's always okay to try something at least once or twice. Don't be closed off. And if you realize that it's something you really don't like, okay, maybe search for a different type of outlet. But don't be closed off. Give it a try. Allow yourself to experience that. Give yourself the opportunity to heal. There's so many things that I realized in therapy that just helped me make sense of who I am. Therapy helps you go over your past so you can help understand your present, and then it can help direct you where you're going in your future. No, it's ongoing. I'm ongoing in therapy, and I don't have any plans to stop. I've seen how beneficial it is for my life, and I want therapy not just for the bad times or the sad times, but you want it for when good finds you, when joy finally comes. That's actually something that can be overwhelming and hard to manage. I've been sad for this long, and now something joyful is here. How do I handle it? It could be overwhelming for some people. You want to be able to walk through that portion of life and have counsel and guidance for it. You could get that from loved ones and family and friends, but that professional help, chef's kiss, top tier. And that's something that I accepted. This is an ongoing process. I will be in therapy for the rest of my life, and I'm okay with that. I'm not ashamed of it. I want therapy for the good times. I want it for the good times too. It's not always like, oh, a negative thing. No, I want management for when I'm happy and when good things find me. Because imposter syndrome is real, or believing that you don't deserve these things after being at a high clip of survival mode is a real thing, and you need help to manage that too. So I hope that this video helped. If you are somebody that's going through depression, grief, anxiety, just take little baby steps, and those little steps add up. What is it that they say? The turtle is slow, but it does win the race. And just know that this is something that takes time. I hope that the 5 things that helped me during my grief and depression journey can help you. Just know that starting is the hardest part, but if you incorporate these little things and make habits and routines of it, you will get to a better place. Don't be afraid to talk to loved ones, seek therapy, go outside in nature, journal, and pray. I'm not perfect. I do not have this down to a T, but it is something that I try to incorporate in my everyday routine, and I'm still working through it. Just know that you are not alone, and if you feel like you need any additional support, don't be afraid to leave a comment here. This is a safe place. I'm building a community of people who are like-minded and just not afraid of being open, expressing their feelings. I'm here for support. Hopefully this video was helpful. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, and leave me some feedback in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling. I hope that you can incorporate these 5 things into your day-to-day life if you're in a hard place, or even if you're not. Just know that you are worth it, you are worthy, and that better days are to come. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.